So today's video is going to be a little bit different than some of the other videos that are on my channel, as we're not going to really have a specific bit of news or a larger topic to really go over or any predictions for a team. What we're actually going to be doing is kind of taking a look back at my channel and why. That's because this video is my 100th video on my channel, and although that kind of tells you that my channel is still pretty small. I've only got 100 videos. It's not crazy big, but it's still pretty big milestone, at least for me, especially starting out at this current moment. So I kind of want to take a look back, go through my videos, kind of see how far I've already progressed, and just kind of take a look back down memory lane, if that's what you want to call that. So, thank you to everyone that is already subscribed. I have about 204 subscribers or so. And it really means a lot that there's already that many people that enjoy my content enough and enjoy my voice enough to choose to subscribe and be able to come back. It really means a whole lot to me. And to anyone that's checking out this video, if you choose to stay to the end or whatever, you want to check out some other videos, thank you so much. It really means the world to me. If you enjoy this content, please subscribe. I'm trying to reach the thousands by the end of the year, and I can't do that without your guys' help. But let's get right into this, as I always say. So we're gonna, first kind of take a look at the actual kind of setup of my channel for the most part. So as everyone always sees, you get your logo and your little backdrop here. And the thing is with my channel is pretty much everything that's on my channel has been handmade by me. Whether that's my logo, my banner right here, my thumbnails, the edits that go into my videos, the outro, everything but like the song was made by me. So that's kind of something that I've really enjoyed. Even this little logo right here, although it's simple, it's just got some purple. The SA for Sports Advocate. I was going to do TSA, but I didn't really like the idea that it was the same as like the police airport security or whatever it was called. So I just did SA. I think it looks really, really well. And then I made my little banner here. You got some more purple. You got my favorite current player from each of my favorite teams, and Keenan Allen, Zach LaVine, and William Karlsson. You've got some jerseys over here. And although it's really simple, to be honest, and all of it, although it was handmade, didn't take me too long, I do really enjoy this. And the thing is, this logo hasn't changed. This logo was made before I had a single video on my channel, and it's been the same. And honestly, I think it might not ever change. I really like it, and I think it works for the most part. This banner has only changed a couple times, but I think it works very, very well. But now that we've kind of went through my, the most basic of my video and of my channel, let's take a scroll on down to my videos, and the oldest ones at that, and kind of go through bit by bit and how much I've already changed. And just kind of, I'm hoping what this video does is kind of like shows you my personality a little bit more, because it's kind of hard to do that through some stats. So the thing that's kind of crazy to me, and although I did look through this yesterday, kind of planning which videos to bring up, it's crazy that it's only been 4 months since I started uploading, which means 4 months, about 30 days per month, 120 days, and I already have 100 videos, which means I only missed about 20 or so days. That's absolutely insane to think about for me. So, a little pat on my back for myself for being pretty consistent, although it's probably closer to like 30 or so days, 30, 40 days that I haven't uploaded. That's still, pretty small compared to a lot of other creators at, this size. But my first ever video, we have the Chargers free agency strategies, and it was just really fun time of year. You had Chargers free agency starting, you had NBA, you had NHL, you had the playoffs and all that stuff starting, and I decided that was the time to take that leap. And for anyone that doesn't know, because you likely won't know, this is not my first channel on YouTube, but it is my first channel where like I am the primary person on it. Not primary person, but like primary thing that you're kind of focused on. Other channels I have game channels, but I don't have a webcam. I've had podcasts, things like that, but this is just really, really different. I've never talked sports on a YouTube basis. I love sports, if you guys can't tell, but I've never really shown my face. So this was definitely kind of a test. And I think for the most part, I've really enjoyed this almost more than the other channels that I've ran and decided to close just because it didn't work for me. I just didn't enjoy it as much as I could. But first video ever on the channel is talking Chargers free agency. And back then, like you can see right here, I'm just a little guy in a corner. I shrink down in the middle of the webcam, and I made a PowerPoint, and I just went through the PowerPoint bit by bit. And as you can tell, I no longer do that, and there's reasons for that, and we'll kind of touch on that. But I did enjoy the idea of this. It's similar to what I kind of do now. I have these bullet points, and I cover these bullet points. But, I just don't think it works for me. And I kind of still do a little bit of things here and there. And I think I'm going to start implementing, some stuff like this, like how I have photos in the corner. But I'm going to start doing put the contract in the corner. I think that would work well so that you guys can visually see it as well as I'm speaking to you. Maybe throw the contract in the corner of the screen and kind of go through that. But early on, it was PowerPoints. I had, these bullet points, and then I throw a photo up. And although I think it really worked, it was just almost too much of a teacher aspect. I felt like more of a teacher than, actually someone that was having a conversation with you. And the funny thing is, with these two first videos, I didn't even have thumbnails. I just made a video. I'm like, yeah, I like this, and I just posted it. There was no editing. There was no thumbnails. There was no outro. These thumbnails that you're seeing now was just a random clip it from the middle of the video, and they just threw it up. And although it does kind of work, I just didn't do anything. So video 3, I decided to do a thumbnail, and video 4, I also do it. And although they're not bad, I think they do kind of work, and they do look pretty good. They just, they didn't really feel right. And that's just something, it's kind of like a feeling out process, especially. But video 4, this was the first video I had that I had 50 views in a week. It looks like no one's touched it since, but that's perfectly fine. I had 50 videos in a week on a Vegas Golden Knights video, and something that you'll notice really early on is my hockey videos were actually my best videos on the channel, and I think that's kind of completely flipped now compared to what it is before. My hockey videos were going insane at the time. Even now, if I had 50 in a day, that's still a solid video. So 58 in the first day, especially my 4th video, was definitely really, really nice. And then video 5 and so on, we start seeing kind of a glimpse into what my thumbnails look like now. I believe this is the first time I'm standing. This is my first video that I don't have a PowerPoint in. We start around video 5, we start kind of seeing what I'm at now. I'm standing, which is something I did for a very long time. I'm no longer doing that. Funny enough, I'm now back in this room that you see in this video, but I was out of this room for a long while, and I just kind of altered. I used to be standing here facing this wall, and now I, as you can tell, sit, and I have this different wall. So the wall on this side is actually the backdrop to this current video. But this is my first video standing. This is my first video where I was the kind of big picture thing when other things were kind of going beside me. And, this was just kind of a big change up for me. And I think it definitely worked for the most part. And no more PowerPoint. And the reason why, like I said, I kind of strayed away from the PowerPoint is, I kind of felt like a teacher too much. And I hate teachers. Genuinely, I hated school. Although some teachers did a good job, I never really enjoyed it. And I always felt like a PowerPoint was too directly correlated to being a teacher and learning things. And I felt like I wasn't able to kind of be myself. I was just reading a line, and I couldn't go too, in-depth, statistics-wise, anything. So I stray away from these, and I'll talk about it in this video. I brought it up a lot. I just didn't want to feel like that teacher talking to a student aspect. I wanted it to be more open. I wanted it to flow better. And I think that taking away that PowerPoint aspect really helped in that case for the most part. And that's kind of what started. Video 5 is where everything kind of started becoming what it is now. And for the most part, aside from this video right here, I stay standing in this room for quite some time. My thumbnails are pretty much the same. Nothing changes too much. And then, because I got annoyed with the lighting, I go to the living room in this video. The Vegas Golden Knights did something truly special. And this video, as well as it's a series if you guys don't know, was by far my favorite series video, anything that I have done already to this point still is one of my favorite things. And what it is pertaining to the Vegas Golden Knights inaugural season and kind of how all that went. and the little small things that are going on during it, everything like that. And I just love this series. And I think when I grow a little bit, maybe when I get like 500 subs or 1,000 subs, hopefully I get to the point, I think I'm going to do a bigger full-length video, like hour and a half, and go really in depth instead of making a series. I think that kind of ruined it a little bit too. And just go really in depth on it because I enjoyed this video. This series is a 4-video series, 3 about Vegas Golden Knights inaugural season, and one last one that did horrendous. I spent probably like 10, maybe 20 hours making this series, just looking up everything, making the stats and the, big points as, large as I could make them, as intriguing as I could make them. And, the videos just end up not doing good. I mean, not only for now, but also for then. 13 views, which, although I had 3 likes per 13 views, which is, pretty good, it's just not what I wanted to see. This was my biggest adventure yet. This was my biggest step. This was the video that kind of I wanted to make on my channel before I ever started it. This was the video I wanted to make first, but I said I want to kind of test the waters first and then start it. And I got a 58, I got a 46, nearly 50 on back-to-back Vegas Golden Knights videos. I'm like, oh, you know what? I can just do it now. And it ends up not working out. And then I do my first basketball video right after that on the Chicago Bulls, my favorite team. And you know what? It does decent for it right then, especially. Finals hopes are dwindling because, they were not doing good. Bulls were on the downfall, and we saw why. And then I do another Vegas video, and it does really well. So I decide to continue with the Vegas Golden Knights inaugural season series for the most part, and just flowing in between. I do some more NBA. I'm still standing. I switch rooms for one video, not sure why. And then on this video right here, the AFC West is the best division in sports, which, by the way, I still think is true. And I think this video was really, really good. Views-wise, it wasn't, but I think as kind of deep diving it was. This was my first video standing and like having it at an appropriate level where it's not like waist height. And the funny story here, and you can tell most of the time at the start, you can watch the camera kind of pan slightly, just slightly. The funny thing is, when I was doing this out there, I had a small coffee table, and then I had a bar stool sitting on top of that coffee table, a spinning one at that, and then I set my computer on top of that and plugged it in. So some of the things that I was doing were just so funny. And then I'd have the light in the background as well as 2 of the lights next to me on the floor aimed up at me, as well as a whiteboard that would lean against all of that contraption. And it was just, it was hilarious. And although for sure I'm not where I want to be yet, I definitely need a better camera. I think my mic's good. I just kind of got to tweak it a little bit once I get a better camera. I can't do much on my computer right now. And I need better lighting, but I think the camera will help with that. But just some of the things that I was doing back then are on a spinning stool, which, by the way, messed up a lot of videos from time to time. I would be in the middle of a really good thing. At this time, I didn't even have an editing system, so I had to just restart the whole video. And, it was just funny because I'd be in the middle of a really good video. I was feeling very confident, and then the stool would start spinning. And all of a sudden, my camera was facing the wall, and it was just like, it was brutal. It was brutal. But we got through it, and kind of things kept on going, and still don't have an outro at this point. Still have no outro at this point. I have videos that pop up, but no actual outro. And here's the thing. For the most part, my intros and my outros have stayed the exact same. My outro has not changed at all. My intro has changed. I used to introduce myself by name and by channel. I don't think that needs to be done anymore, so I no longer do that. But yeah, just, I start kind of picking things together, get the lighting a little bit better, lift it up so that we're face view. I think it starts working. And we do my series of the Vegas Golden Knights inaugural season, and it's still not kicking off, which hurts me a lot right now, even now, because I want to redo it because I loved this series, and I think I can do a lot with it. But, Kind of nothing really changes too much here, aside from, I guess I kind of glimpsed over it, this Vegas Golden Knights video right here, and as time goes on, is when we totally switch into what my thumbnails are now. As you can see, I start, well, I guess I did it a week prior, and the Chicago Bulls one was the first time I did it. We start cutting out the players using Photoshop, trimming out the players, throwing them on the background, and I think that made it a lot. These are two really good thumbnails still, right now. Still, I think those are some really good thumbnails. But now I start moving towards what I'm kind of at now, where I cut out the player, I put them on the background, and now I've even made backgrounds instead of just using random crowd photos. But it definitely was very good. And now I start kind of, altering a little bit here. I do a player-specific one in DeMar DeRozan. I touch upon a full-length video on one specific team that's not the Bulls and this Boston one. And although the videos aren't doing good, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying changing things, and nothing much else is kind of changing as time goes on until right here. The NHL playoffs are about to start, and here are my thoughts. So I did this video, a couple weeks before the playoffs actually start, and funny enough, real quick, this is the first video I ever did where I didn't wear a hat, and then I wore a hat again for like a couple months. I just find that kind of funny. But this video was my first video ever over 100 views, and I did it in like a week, and then it kind of died, and then in like one day it like kind of re-emerged right before playoffs started. This is my first video ever over 300 views, my first video ever over 100 views. This video was really, really good. Although 9 likes is nothing incredible per all that stuff, it's still really good. And I have 300 views on this video, and I still didn't have anything going on. It was just a guy, being myself, talking stats, talking whatever, on and on, no photos, no highlights, no outro, nothing else aside from me talking over a full 30-minute video. And although that's kind of what I do now, I think I kind of spiced it up a little bit, which definitely helped a lot. And then, we kind of alter into another series, which picked up my channel a lot and actually did work as a series. And that was my Vegas Golden Knights trophy series. We have the Calder, we have the Vezina, we have the NHL MVP race, and these videos just really picked up my channel a lot. I got a lot of subscribers in this small week stretch. A lot of videos were doing really well, and I just enjoyed it because not only did it work for me, because I'm really good at understanding a sport on multiple different levels, schemes, players, stats, all that stuff. But these videos allowed me to do a little bit of both. These videos allowed me to look at a player's stats, what the scheme that the player is in, kind of if that helps them or makes them worse, how they're able to help teammates rise and fall. And it was just really, really fun to do this kind of video series right here. And then we start switching things up. Chargers, that we're starting the draft. These videos are doing really good. Things are starting to pick up for me. Things are more fun than they have ever been before. And we're only a month and a half into my channel at this point, and I'm loving it. It's crazy to think that it's only been 4 months, but we're having these videos. Chargers mock draft. This was a great video. I think this video, realistic Chargers NFL mock draft, was the first. And I might be wrong, but if I remember correctly, this video right here was the first football video to go over 100 views, which is crazy, especially when you look at my channel right now. First video to go over 100 views for football that wasn't hockey, actually. My first video not hockey to go over 100 views. And, that this really made me kind of realize that I can just do whatever I want as long as I enjoy it. So I kind of committed to rotating between my 3 teams, tossing in an extra thing there, and just enjoying the videos I was producing. And then, you get your Stanley Cup playoffs starting. I have another video right here about the Stanley Cup playoffs, which is doing very good, and 129. And then right after that, Chargers draft, and this video, 184, which was almost within the first couple days. Just really, really made me realize that, yeah, I can do other things. I don't have to only talk hockey or only talk this and that, because it will work. And then we, slowed down, and then this happened. This video, for me, was a huge risk at the time. I thought about scrapping this video on multiple occasions. I recorded it and thought about scrapping it. This video was really a turning point for my channel. And although you'll notice right after this video happens, it's not like my channel blew up immediately, but this was a huge turning point. My first video over 1,000, my first video over 2,000, my first video over 500, and it had like 1,000 within the first week, which was crazy. And then it kept going, and it kept going. And this video, like I said, I thought about scrapping this video. And again, there's nothing special going on. I think I have an outro at this point. I do, which again was also handmade with a little bit of help. But this video was really kind of the first video where I decided, hey, I'm going to limit the amount of PowerPoints I have, or like not PowerPoints because I wasn't doing PowerPoints, limit the amount of notes I have, and just kind of flow. Read a big bold point and then do little things as I remember them from my head. And that was the first video that I did that. And the fact that this video had 2,000 views, 85 likes, and has like a 90-some% like ratio is just crazy, because it was the first video that I really opened up, and it helped me a lot with kind of realizing that it was not people watching me just for knowing stats, but also just for there being like a person behind the scenes of actually knowing the stats, but being able to enjoy the video along the way. And that helped me a lot. Being over first video over 2,000 was a huge milestone for me. And this video is still one of my favorite videos to take a look back at, with this Brandon Staley video. And the thumbnail, I didn't even think about that. This was the first video where I did edits for jerseys, which was the Zion Johnson one. I did that Zion Johnson edit on that thumbnail. Although it's not beautiful, it was kind of my first step into doing edits. And the funny thing is, literally, I do that edit. I'm like, wow, I enjoyed this. This is fun. And I do one video in between, and then boom, this Bulls have lots of options for agency. Every single one on there was an edit that I did, because I just enjoyed it so much. You got a Rudy Gobert one. You have a Bradley Beal, a Derrick Rose, a DeAndre Ayton. You have all of these guys that I just decided to do an edit for. And I really hope that Derrick Rose, who is the only one that could move, I hope Derrick Rose ends up on the Bulls. I don't think he will, but it was really enjoyable to do some jersey swaps. And also, this was the first video I ever had photos. Oh, wait, why do I have ads on my videos? YouTube, you don't pay me. What is this? What is this garbage? YouTube, pay me. 2 ads, actually? What the heck? I should have watched those. Maybe they'd pay me. This video was the first video ever that I had photos in the corner, where it wasn't just me talking the entire time. Boom, you got Zach LaVine up here in the corner. You see it. I start adding things to my videos. Bradley Beal, you got photos in the corners. Donovan Mitchell. This was the first time that I started having photos pop up in the corner, and now we've progressed further and added more things, but this was also a big step for me. And the funny thing is, this video did not do good at the start. I had maybe 50 views, 100 views in the first week, which, was pretty good. And then, like, right when free agency was actually starting, right before it did, this video within, like, 2 days got 900 views, all of a sudden jumped all the way to the top of, like, my most views videos, and I was like, whoa, what is going on here? And I like this video a lot because I was able to do stats. I was able to look at schemes, the Bulls scheme, how would this player fit into a scheme, how would this work, and all that stuff. And this video was a ton of fun for me. And then I also add in a new thing to my videos. I add in those photos. And although, especially now, you're accustomed to that on YouTube as well as on my channel, so it's nothing special, but for me, it definitely was. And, here's the funny thing here again. We go from, this is my last ever video standing. Ever. And then I switch to this video that has 208 views, where I'm sitting on a couch, which used to be right beside me when I'd stand. And then a huge storm goes through my town, shuts out all the power in the entire city, bunch of houses get destroyed, and then I have to go to my parents' house. And so this video, I'm at my parents' house in one of my old rooms because I paid to have the basement converted into a room. So I'm down there doing my video, and then the next time I upload, I'm sitting, but I'm in a chair that was sitting at my parents' house, and they're like, "Oh, this matches your couch, by the way, if you want this." So now it very quick change in scenery, really, really fast. But this right here, 3 videos in a row that were over 200 views each, that felt amazing. Especially, at the time, I think it was only each one was over 100 views each. But, that was a really, really good time, because that was the first time I had 3 in a row that were over 100, and that was really fun. And it helped a lot because I was in a really hectic moment. This was the same time that this video was blowing up, and it was really hectic because I'm changing scenery, big storm, I have to change locations, and this was a huge support in, hey, things are going to be fine because, things are going to work for you. You have videos that are doing well, you're enjoying it, and although there's a big storm and you had to move everything, I remember moving all my food, everything, it was a huge hassle, but it was enjoyable in this time for YouTube. And then I kind of fell, and I was like, oh, that was my high moment, and I'm not going to reach it again. And I get a 56, which was good. Stanley Cup playoffs helped me a lot during this time. And then literally within a week of having my best video in that Staley video, the rookies looked amazing in minicamp. I do this video, and then this was my best video for a long time. All the way up until like last week, this was my best video. And 2,300 views, 42 likes. I'm sitting in my chair. I have my photos in the corner up here somewhere if it wants to load. And I'm feeling confident again. I was enjoying this. And, the thing is, in this video right here, I was almost not going to do. And then I kind of looked at the Chargers scenery around me, which in terms is like other YouTubers. Because I devour other YouTubers' content, especially in the sports market. Shout out to the guys that I follow for Charger Sports, the director, Bolt Fan Podcast, the Uncharged Podcast, or Chargers Unleashed Podcast. All these guys, I'm definitely missing a ton of them. The Bolt Club, all these incredible guys. And there's too many. Let's be real. There's too many great Chargers content out there. And the fact that, I have had, opportunities to reach 2,000 views on a Chargers video where you have all these incredible, Bolt Chat podcasts, all these guys that are really good at their jobs. And I'm able to have a good amount of views on a video as well. Just meant a lot. And the thing is, I did this video kind of when there was a slow time. A lot of these guys that were doing podcasts were, they do their podcast, but they only cover for like 10 minutes where they're talking about this Charge minicamp, and they're only covering the large information. They're not touching on every single player. And I think at the time, director was like sick, which, by the way, the director is like a huge part of my journey in improving, is watching his videos, which I watched way before I started, and just kind of, riffing off of his stuff was a huge part of kind of the videos I've had. But no one was really covering each rookie individually. You have everyone: Isaiah Spiller, JT Woods, Otitu Agbonia. I was covering everyone that at least participated in the rookie minicamp, and that was like no one else was really covering one by one, bit by bit. And I think that was a huge part in why this video did so well, is because I took the risk even though I didn't plan to. And that video did really well for me, and I enjoyed that video. Let's be honest, I enjoy pretty much every video I do, if I'm being 100% honest. Otherwise, I wouldn't post it. I let it be known, I wake up, most time I wake up, I record, and then I go to work, and then I come home, and I edit the video, and then I let it download, and I either work on the Photoshop for the thumbnail during the download or do other things, and then I post it, and then I immediately, over the next few hours, plan what tomorrow's video is going to be, or what the future week's video is going to be. I plan it mentally in my head, and then when my wife decides that she's going to go to sleep, I go lay down beside her at 10 o'clock, and I stay up until 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, and I'm working on the video, typing out my notes so I know the notes, gathering information mentally so that I can remember them off rip, and then I do the Photoshop for the thumbnail the next day, or I wait and do it later if it's too late. And so I'm putting in probably close to 4 to 6 hours every day on a video for the next day, including whatever else I'm doing in my daily life. So if that tells you how much I enjoy this content, I don't know what else will. But, things start going all right here. You get, within a week, 2 videos over 1,000. Now, both over 2,000. This is the first time I kind of took a risk right here. My 4 defensive players poised for a breakout year for the Chargers. First time I kind of took a risk that wasn't like news, but it was like predicting things. And I saw on ESPN, they were talking NFL players that were bound for a breakout year. And I'm like, why don't I do that for the Chargers individually? So I did that, and I do defensive players and I do offensive players. And for some reason, my defense did way better than my offense. But, nonetheless, it did really well for me, and that's kind of when I'm like, oh, I can start doing this. And then the Bulls draft was starting, and I was taking risk on other videos, like doing a video on the Lightning and on the Nets, and NBA Finals started, and this video was doing really well. And a bunch of good things were happening for me. 300. And, right here, I almost skipped this. I have, outside of one video, which is this one right here, which has 86 views, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Outside of one video in the middle, I have almost 16 videos in a row over 100 views, which was incredible. An incredible 2 weeks for me. I was posting nonstop. I had so many ideas. NHL playoffs were going, NBA playoffs were going. I had ideas for teams, a bunch of ideas for Chargers. The roster, I was playing roster. I had all these great things going on, and then it slowed down because just that's what happens in sports and when you're in the off season. But an incredible time right here for me when everything I posted seemed to be doing really, really well. So enjoyable for me during this stretch. And then right here, I believe I take a vacation right after this video is what it looks like, because it goes 1 month, 4 weeks, 2 videos in a week span. So I take a vacation right here, and after I get back from vacation, it was definitely hard to get back into the role of things, not only on a views thing, but just like mentally. It's been really tough, and still now it's kind of tough. I have a lot of videos planned, but I'd rather be outside doing things than sitting inside since that vacation. But, we're starting to get things back rolling. The 6 bold predictions did really well. All these things. And one thing that I think I skipped over, yes, right here, this MVP Herbert video, which did very well, is the first time I had kind of intros per topic. So if I can find one, I always talked about topics here during my videos, and you can see I still have my photos in the corner, but I always had like a bold topic, which I would speak, and then I'd be like, okay, now let's cover the little intricacies. But I always felt like it was hard for you guys as viewers to know when a new topic was happening, just because how fast I'm talking. And I straight up can't even find it. But I always felt like it was hard for you guys to know when a new topic was occurring. So I start putting in these, in between kind of segments here of when a new topic is arriving. And if I can find one, because I know I saw one in the preview for the video, right here. And I still do this now, and I think it works really well. I do like a little pause in the middle of me talking, and this just puts over top of me, so that that, hey, this is a new topic. This is something that you should like actually pay attention to during this video, because we just started a new topic. You need to know what the topic is so you can understand what I'm talking about next. So taking a look back at last season, which means I'm going to, you can expect what's going to be coming in the next few, segments here, as well as understand that topic that I was talking about ended. And I think this is definitely something that I enjoy a lot about my videos now, making it easier for you guys to view them, and something that I've continued to do over time as time has went on. And, for the most part, that's like the last thing outside of one video right here, this video right here, this Zach LaVine video, which I enjoy doing a lot, like a lot, has 89 views, didn't do as well as I thought it was the first video where I decided that I wanted highlights. And if I can find it, I made these highlights. Well, I didn't make these highlights, but like I found these clips, I cut them down, I put them into a video like this. I put them into a video, I saved them, and then I put them in the corner of my video. So I just found random highlights from year by year, cut them down, put them into the video, and I think this adds a lot to my videos. Not only now do you have the photo in the corner that you get to see, so you know who I'm talking about, and you have just something else to look at other than me. I put the, intros to each topic, which I think adds a lot, and now I have highlights, which I love, that I'm just continuing to improve. Now I have highlights in the corner that you can watch while I'm talking. And I think it helps tell a story too, like if a major event, like in that video when Zach LaVine got hurt, I put that clip in there. But also like highlights wise, if you need a quick little reminder of how good somebody is, like Keenan Allen, when I'm talking routes, you get to watch him run a route, and it's like kind of a reminder real quick if you haven't watched him in a long while. And and now we're where we're at now. And by the way, this video right here, Chicago Bulls bench, maybe the best in the league, was just like that Staley video where I didn't think it was going to do good. And then you guys went crazy. We're at 3.9 views. I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of this week I'm at 4,000 views, which is double the best of my video prior. Absolutely crazy to think about. But as you can see right here, you have my intro to each topic. You have the highlights in the corners. You have my photos in the corners. You have improved thumbnails because now I started doing an actual background instead of like a crowd background. I made these backgrounds. I think they look really well. Got one for the Charger right here too, which I love the one for the Chargers. This J.C. Jackson one, which none of you guys probably realized, is I actually edited the visor so that it's like a landscape of the city in his visor, as well as, nice voice crack, as well as putting it on that Chargers background. So, lots of things have been happening, and I think I've improved a lot. This video went on way too long, I know that for sure, but I enjoyed this video. I enjoyed kind of taking a look back for myself as well as for you viewers and kind of knowing who I am a little bit more. And the fact that I'm already at 100 videos is crazy to me. The fact that I'm already at 200 subs is crazy to me. In 4 months, it's insane. And I can't thank you guys enough for that. Like, seriously, thank you wholeheartedly. And hopefully, we can keep improving. I have more ideas that I'm going to be putting in videos. I have a ton of videos on the backloader right now. I'm just kind of waiting for some bigger news to break because I don't want to prep a video and then a big news break like the Derwin James contract, which is bound to happen soon. And, lots of big things are to come for this channel. And I think the biggest thing that I need to do soon, and maybe not instantly just because I don't have the cash flow for it right now, but I need a new camera. I want to improve the quality of the actual video watching experience for you guys. I know for me, I normally am just a listener to most channels, like everyone, including video game watching and stuff like that. I normally just put videos on in the background, and my videos work good for that, but for the people that do enjoy watching, I want to improve the video quality for you guys. So that's something that I'm focused on right now. Also adding in more highlights, adding in better edits during the videos, maybe adding in clips. And I have tons of ideas for the channel. Anything that you guys have that you want me to add, please bring that down below. As well as at some point, I think a Q&A would be nice, especially for just so you guys can know me a little bit better. I know I have 200, so maybe when I hit like 500, I'll do a Q&A or something. But yeah, like I said, if you enjoy this content, please like and subscribe. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year, and I cannot do that without your guys' help. And trust me, I'm going to keep hammering out this video content. I hope to hit 200 or 250 videos before the end of the year. I really plan to. I'm going to at least hit 200 before the end of the year, and I'd love the support from you guys to hit that subscribe button. And, as always, if you guys enjoyed this content, like and subscribe. It means the world to me. And I hope I taught some today about myself, about the interest keys of YouTube, about whatever it may be. I hope I taught some today. I hope it made you smile. Hope it made you laugh. That someone's really important to me. Affect someone else's day in a great way. Because every single day can be a great day if we all just put in the effort to make it a good day. And as always, you guys all be safe out there.